Today is Friday and it's month end, so maybe those recent events were somewhat related to month and rebalancing. Uh, Not sure if it was caused by GameStop or those meme stocks or correlated with bonds. However, we had some huge volatility last 3 days, and today it might be continued because we are balancing within lower part of yesterday's range. Below, most of the night is below settle, so we might see some potential follow through. We didn't bounce that hard yesterday. Maybe it will be better is visible on this chart. We didn't bounce that much yesterday. We did reach half back at the time, I think. No, we didn't. So it is a little bit bearish. We have two sets of single prints, and overall sentiment isn't that positive. We didn't reach swing lows from 2 days ago, so both in H periods and late in the day M period couldn't break this, so it is positive. Below we have this big gap which might be a magnet, and we might be targeting this area first before we can bounce. If we get here, I expect some reaction, and I also expect that this area would hold any downfall. If not, then I think we might challenge those lows below. One thing is also important, and we are currently balancing around the lower band of volatility range for this week. So if we did close just above yesterday, and Tuesday was a really big save. After the open we were trading substantially below, then later in the day we bounced from it and closed way higher, but now we are hovering just above it. So if we don't hold this price, then the next standard deviation is around 37.60, and here we have second standard deviation of 20-day moving average, and this is 2.3 deviation, so it might be also some stop triggering area, but overall I think this level should hold prices today. This is expected range for next OPEX based on Friday's close. So yeah, from Tastyworks. So I think that those prices might hold, and 37.60 is also 37.60 is this area, but I think that dipping into this gap would get us a little bit higher on a bounce. Looking at other charts, it is also 5% correction, so, and 3-month rolling view up, so some confluence here. We might see well, I don't want to repeat myself more. So what can we expect today? Well, if we trade higher above overnight high, I'd like to be very cautious because it's going to be uh, tricky if we were we are going to be back within middle of yesterday's value. So if we fail or if we bounce and get higher, it it needs some stronger volume on this scenario, and really lacking volume and this nice taper of the high from the highs, or maybe some bulge of volume here, so I can lean against it and short uh, below overnight highs back to the middle, and potentially challenging those lows. And but if we have nice volume right from the open, then I'd like to enter on a pullback. If I have another, uh, if we start building volume above overnight high, then this scenario is more likely to happen. And another fade is going to be here, but not an automatic one. But I need to see something more that can uh, provide me some keys towards shorting this. I don't want to blindly short it, because at this point we would be maybe trending higher, and if we are trending, I don't want to trade against it. I butchered 2 days now. Wednesday was very tough day for me, and yesterday also didn't capitalize on the fact that we did trend a lot. This pullback was to view up. This was really a must take short, and I didn't take it. I was long from this area and just held a runner and let it get taken away, basically. Uh, Losing a big chunk of profit on this runner, because it was like 30-40 points, if I count correctly. Yeah. So if we trade lower early on, I like to see if we are able to trade below yesterday's buying tail, and I'm not going to catch falling knife right away. If we make a dip and reject early on, then I'd like to trade rotational. But if we start trending lower, then of course not. I'm thinking about scenario for potential short if we start trending lower, but well, maybe if we start with an open swing and then break it, then maybe short this pullback after an impulsive move out of it. Same scenario to the upside. And if we get below yesterday's lows, then well, maybe this should be an automatic short with a sell stop just below, because then we might cascade through all those stubs and into the gap. An automatic buy for me would be this area around 37, 70, 60. I would start buying here, but very small. Overall, I need to be very cautious since it is month end, and I need to regain my confidence after those 2 days, and I think I need to rethink my process, because it was last year around this time when I was having really good preparation and process for tracking my trades and journaling, and after March sell-off happened, I deteriorated from it, and it really went bad. I did research some areas, but overall I think I would be in much better place by only sticking to my own process and following it through those 12 months instead of doing what I did. So uh, yeah, basically I need to get back to what I've been doing earlier and stick to the basics and then deteriorate, looking for some improvements.